This week has been explosive. There is so much to talk about, and there's two buzzwords that I'm going to put out right now. Number one is Robinhood. There's a lot of news to talk about with the Robinhood listings, and I know you are excited to hear about that. And number two, we're going to dive deep into all the ETF talk and get you updated about what's going on. And there's a few other things like Bitcoin Reserve and things of that nature that I will point out on today's news video for this week. Welcome back to the channel. My name is C. Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. If you're new, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that way you stay up to date with my latest videos. Let's get started. Robinhood Europe expands crypto access with ALGO and Ondo, token price analysis and short-term outlook. Big news. The Algorand community, especially on Twitter or otherwise known as X, they have been asking, hey, Robinhood, when list ALGO? When list ALGO? And also Ondo making major waves throughout the cryptocurrency RWA space with all its partnerships has been listed without asking, it appears. So let's dive into this. ALGO faces key resistance at 30 cents after intraday surge and pullback. Right now at the time of this video, we're about 28 cents. Ondo struggles to hold gains near $1.40, consolidating around key support levels. Nice pullbacks. I think good entries if you're not into these assets. Always not a financial advice. We here to do the research. But anyways, Robinhood expands crypto offerings in Europe, boosting ALGO and Ondo exposure, right? Robinhood expanded its asset offerings in Europe, introducing Algorand and Ondo for trading. This move broadens investment opportunities for European users, enabling them to engage with these cryptocurrencies on a well-known platform. If we go to the Robinhood Crypto EU, a new batch of assets now available in Europe. So shout out to y'all. Y'all get the access to these assets on Robinhood. You can now trade ALGO, Ondo. ALGO is a self-sustaining, decentralized blockchain-based network that supports a wide range of applications. Ondo is on a mission to democratize access to institutional-grade finance. I think that's some big stuff, and I'm telling y'all right now, if you haven't seen it, go watch my latest video on Ondo where I break down everything that is happening. I just released that a few days ago. Here we go. ETF time. SEC seems ready to advance XRP, Litecoin, Solana ETF applications. Remember, Gary Gensler is gone. We got new people in office, and they are more crypto friendly. The commission acknowledged several applications for crypto exchange traded funds on Thursday, a move that ties the regulator to a strict timeline for approval or denial. So we're going to hear back real soon. What to know? The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has made several updates on existing crypto-related ETF applications. The regulator acknowledged Grayscale Solana and Litecoin ETF applications, as well as BlackRock's proposal to allow for in-kind creations and redemptions on iShares Bitcoin ETF. Meanwhile, CBOE filed several 19B4 documents to list and trade the prospective XRP ETFs issued by Bitwise, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, and Wisdom Tree. Grayscale ETF application helps Cardano's ADA outshine Bitcoin and Ether. The CME has not yet listed ADA futures, which is widely considered a prerequisite for gaining approval for a spot ETF. So we got news on Litecoin, Solana, XRP, and ADA all talking about ETFs. We should hear back really soon. Grayscale files for post Cardano's ADA listing in US. So again, we need futures to come first. The other ones already have futures. That's how Bitcoin and Ethereum started. ADA jumps over 11% on ETF hopes, outshining their range-bound BTC. BTC will have the last laugh, some analysis say, obviously, right? So speaking of BTC, Utah House passes strategic Bitcoin reserve bill awaits Senate vote. So if you are outside of the United States, Utah has passed a Bitcoin reserve. That's a state, one of 50, and that's some groundbreaking news, obviously. This week, Utah's House of Representatives passed a key bill on a possible strategic Bitcoin reserve, while 15 other states are exploring similar initiatives. The bill, introduced by Utah State Representative Jordan, we'll just leave it at Jordan, as HB 230, or the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill, must still pass a Utah Senate vote and receive the governor's signature to become law. And here we go. If it goes into effect, Utah's state treasurer would be able to allocate as much as 5% of some public funds to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Two things to point out: 5%, that's massive. And the next thing to point out is Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. So people talking about XRP, Ethereum, and a few others. This is huge. This is a huge movement that we've been waiting for a long time, said Dennis Porter, the CEO of the Satoshi Action Fund. I think this guy is actually from Portland, so shout out to him. A group lobbying for pro-Bitcoin legislation nationwide. We've been working overtime to make sure that these bills actually make it across the finish line. We don't just work on the model policy. We don't just work on getting it introduced. We also work hand in hand with those lawmakers to make sure that they are able to get this across the finish line. This is a huge moment for Bitcoin. I imagine they hold a lot of Bitcoin and they definitely working on pumping their bags. And then as we look at this, here is the other states that are considering. So gray means no proposal. Blue means pending. You see a lot of pending. That's 19 pending. Green is passed. None has passed yet, because you got to go from House of Representatives, then the Senate has to pass it, right? And we just seen Utah House passed. Now we're waiting for the Senate. And once the Senate passes, the governor has to choose to sign it, right? And then rejected. One rejected so far, and then you have partial considerations. So using rainy day funds could purchase 9,000 BTC. North Dakota rejected. Montana, they're talking about 5,000 proposed. Wyoming talking about 16,000 Bitcoins. South Dakota talking about 3,000. Kansas 18,000. That's a lot of Bitcoin. Florida talking about 41,000. Texas 246,000. Then you got 39,000. Arizona's considering 16s in progress. Utah 12,000 in progress. That's a lot of Bitcoin. That's a lot of Bitcoin. And then if you get the United States to also purchase the Bitcoin, anything could happen with that price. And before we close out this news update, I want to point this out to y'all to put on your radar: institutional adoption and enterprise digital ledger technology. So let's go through the list. XRP, agnostic bridge bank currency, HBAR, network for institutional trust, XLM, financial rails to all citizens, ALGO, base layer for real world utility, Quant, rails for past, present, and future money, XDC, infrastructure for digital trade, checked. I don't know what that is. Check. Universal agnostic trust registry, IOTA, network for real world use of data, DAG, military/government E2E cybersecurity, Ondo, public access to institutional RWAs, Link, leading Oracle across DeFi and TradFi, apt, traditional use of tokenized settlement. Here we are right there. Institutional adoption of enterprise DLT. What do y'all think about that list of crypto right there? I think very powerful list. A lot of them have popped off something crazy ever since November with the election of Donald Trump. More should be happening. if we can all survive this pullback that we're having during this bull market. Also, the Bitcoin adoption for states and government is looking really good. Big shout out to Robinhood for listing ALGO and Ondo. Let me know what you think in the comments below about today's news update. Again, I'm C Will with the Passive Income Network. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Until the next time, peace. Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.